about 50 people in this room will suffer from medication errors in the next 3 to 5 years. There's probably nothing that you can do about it, but we can. Good morning, my name is Gidi Stein. I'm CEO and co-founder of Medaware. And I was sure that teaching and practicing medicine would be the center of my life because these are the things I really like to do. But all that changed a few years back when here in Israel a 9-year-old boy died when his primary care physician simply clicked on the wrong entry in the pull-down menu and gave him the wrong drug by mistake. He wanted to prescribe the boy with Singulair, which is a drug for asthma, but clicked on the next entry in the pull-down menu list, which was Syntrom, a very potent anticoagulant or a blood diluter. And all of the current available systems have failed to see the catastrophe happening. The boy fell off his bike a week later, dying of intracranial hemorrhage. Now, when you think about the tragedy of the boy, it wasn't bad judgment on part of that physician. It was a slip-up, a mix-up. It's like killing someone with a typo. And one would have thought that there would be some kind of a spell checker to prevent this from happening, but apparently not. And it's a huge problem. Out of the 4 billion prescriptions out there in the United States every year, it's estimated that 8 million will contain life-threatening prescription errors associated with hundreds of thousands of casualties and injuries and a preventable waste for healthcare costs of more than $20 billion annually. And the current solutions are just not good enough. Rule-based systems such as drug interaction databases, allergy checkers, just don't provide a good solution. Our approach is completely different, very similar to the way that credit card companies deal with fraud. Mainly, we aggregate millions and millions of electronic medical records, and for each drug, we automatically create a mathematical model which describes which patients are likely and which patients are unlikely to be prescribed with that specific drug at that specific clinical scenario. Then, in real time, we're able to catch the new prescription and see if it's an outlier to the normal behavior patterns of thousands of physicians treating millions of patients in similar clinical scenarios. And if it is, raise a red flag at the point of care before the physician enters the order into the system. So we tested this on more than 2 million lives in Israel and in the US. Last month, we published an article in the leading high-impact academic journal, 800,000 patients from Harvard Medical School, Brigham Women's and Mass General hospitals, 2 of the best hospitals in the world, finding 25,000 patients with life-threatening prescription errors that the current solutions did not find out of 800,000 cohort, and most of them associated with changes of the physician's practice following the potential use of this alert. Our system is now installed in Sheba Medical Center, saving lives on a daily basis. More than 80% of the alerts that we provide are actually accepted by the physician, changing their behavior. We're now installing our system in Maccabi, Israel's second largest HMO, 2 million live HMO, and we're very excited to have this collaboration with Becton Dickinson coming on. From my personal perspective, it's really unacceptable that anyone, let alone a child, would lose his life because of a click of a button or a prescription error. And we founded Medaware to ensure that this will never happen again. Yuri.
Thanks, Gidi. Thanks, Gidi. Medication errors represent a significant clinical and economic burden for healthcare systems worldwide, and we're extremely excited to collaborate with Medaware in bringing their trailblazing machine learning solution to this problem to the market. A couple of words about Becton Dickinson. Becton Dickinson is a global Fortune 500 medication devices and life sciences company with 12 billion of revenue, presence in more than 50 countries, and tens of billions of devices that we ship to our customers worldwide. When we started the company 120 years ago, and throughout the century, we are known as a global innovation leader, introducing such life-saving technologies as first disposable sterile syringes that were used for polio vaccination campaigns, and many other medication delivery devices, surgical tools, infectious disease diagnostics, and life science research tools to advance the world of healthcare. But we also recognize that the world is exponentially changing. And to keep pace with that accelerating technologies, such as artificial intelligence, and to make sure that we continue on our growth trajectory into a new century, we recognize that we need to rethink our approach to innovation. We need to make it more agile. We need to leverage bright minds all around the world and their differentiated capabilities to solve problems that really matter. In this context, about 3 years ago, we started what we call our external innovation efforts, which is really aligns to what John was mentioning today about collaborative innovation, working with entrepreneurial community, startups, accelerators, incubators, foundations, governments, and other corporate partners around the world to explore new solution areas, to co-create solutions. And Medaware is actually a perfect example of such collaboration, which started here in Israel with us working with IBM AlphaZone Incubator, and now continues with a generous support from BIRD Foundation. Going back to the problem of medication errors, Becton Dickinson fundamentally believes that we can reinvent the medication therapy management continuum and reduce medication errors significantly, hopefully prevent them completely, creating significant value to our customers and obviously patients worldwide. To do so, we deploy a variety of technologies across the medication therapy management continuum, going from prescription through preparation, dispensing, and administration. We place different devices that generate very valuable information that then flows into our coordination and analytics engine that enables practitioners, enables clinicians to achieve better workflow efficiency, to become more effective in their day-to-day delivery, to improve their performance, and most importantly, to optimize medication therapy to achieve patient safety. Very important, we do it at scale. We deliver these technologies to thousands of healthcare institutions worldwide. We serve millions of patients. Medaware fits perfectly into this picture. When we incorporate Medaware algorithms into our architecture, into BD architecture, we now have a much more robust and comprehensive solution that enables us to identify medication errors at the point of prescription, medication errors that otherwise would have been missed and may have caused significant harm to the patient. We are extremely excited to collaborate with Medaware and looking forward to introducing Medaware technology as a part of our overall medication safety solutions portfolio. Thanks.
So Yuri, the excitement is all ours, I have to say. Really exciting times for us, not only having almost immediate access to 500 plus hospitals in the US, but also getting there with a backup of really an industry leader in healthcare in the US and the world. And we thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Thanks.